is Isabella Eastwood, and I am here to talk to you today about my cousin Charlie Craig. This is my cousin Charlie Craig, and this is me. I am here to talk to you about Charlie as I believe that his story lives and breathes the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child, changing it from blots on words on a page into something real, something that helped create a significant and meaningful change in his life. This is Charlie when he wasn't well. Charlie was diagnosed with leukemia in 2013 and underwent 2 bone marrow transplants in Bristol. This meant Charlie spent 5 out of his 9 years in relative isolation, in a hospital room or at home. During this time, he was entitled to and received 4.5 hours of home tutoring per week. This was purely focused on English and maths. We all know that it's art, music and PE that kids love the most. And so therefore, the rest of the educational curriculum for Charlie was largely in the dark. Charlie's outings were trips to the Royal Victoria Children's Hospital, not to the zoo or W5. His ability to socialise was with his mum, dad, sister Nancy and immediate family because of the nature of his illness. You do not have the opportunity many of us children have to play with our friends, enjoy homework, or the day-to-day school activities the rest of us take for granted. Charlie and his family were determined that he was not going to be defined by his illness. And also, a huge part of his rehabilitation had to come from the educational setting. Under the terms of the UNCRC Convention, our government is required to meet children's basic needs and help them reach their full potential. I have to ask those in positions of power here today, was it right that Charlie remained in the dark with regards to his education? Was 4.5 hours per week enough time to allow him to reach his full potential? Do you think this was enabling him to actively participate in the school community or was preparing him for making a valuable contribution to society? The collaborative approach involved in Charlie's case shows how success can be achieved. Charlie's mum and dad, Clay and Finton, did their homework. They spoke to the Children's Law Centre, who referred them to the UNCRC Charter, helping them to build the case in order to be able to broaden Charlie's educational world. And, as the Charter advised, they worked together with Children's Cancer Unit Charity, Charlie's primary school and Charlie himself to make sure that he was able to enjoy the rights that he was entitled to. My cousin Charlie was quite the master Lego builder. During his illness, his passions grew and his skills were unrivaled for any adult, never mind child. He had been motorising Lego for a number of years, and when he was consulted about the use of technology to help him get back into the classroom, he was very excited. This was only ever seen as a first step back through the school gates. Another question for you. Wouldn't that work for other kids who, for any reason, can't attend school? Those, for example, with anxiety or mental health issues? Meet Gus the Tiny. Christened by Charlie after his favourite TY Teddy. Essentially, Gus is an iPad on wheels, and was the first step towards Charlie coming out of the darkness with his education. The use of this highly innovative technology was piloted in Northern Ireland thanks to Charlie, and was a huge success. Here's a short video to explain more.
This is a new and exciting piece of technology. It's very new in Northern Ireland and we are obviously delighted to be piloting it here. It has been a learning curve from the teacher's point of view and from our point of view as a school, but so far it's going very well and we're looking forward to using it in the days and weeks ahead. The children were very excited when they first initially saw it, and then when Charlie turned it on and popped in, they were so excited. Well, obviously Charlie lost a lot of time in primary 3 and all of primary 4, but in terms of his position in the classroom, the robot is extremely important because it's keeping him in touch with the topics, all of the learning areas that he's covering in P5, and making sure that he is up to date in his learning for when he returns, which hopefully will be very soon.
The journey we've been on has been very difficult, there's no doubt about it, and it's ongoing, but thanks to the Children's Cancer Unit Charity listening to us and really seeing the potential of this robot, we're all smiling again. Like, what kid wouldn't want to not be at school but control their schooling through a robot? Like, that's cutting edge. You know, it's cool and it's cutting edge and it's putting a smile on everybody's face in this house, which is needed after such a long journey.
let me show you all the impact Gus the robot had on Charlie's education. The first image here is what Charlie produced during a religious education lesson, the very first lesson he ever took part in with Gus. Charlie blew his teachers away with his prayer. I won't read all of it to you now, but let me highlight the very last line, where Charlie says he will never give up. Educationally, Charlie never did. For religious education, Charlie got full marks. In the world around us, Charlie got full marks. In art and design, Charlie got full marks.
That's very good.
And in music, Charlie achieved full marks. I have to tell you that pulling funny faces behind the teacher's back with his classmates was even more beneficial than any A star or full marks, and had a huge impact on Charlie's mental health. Since the 2nd of August this year, when my cousin Charlie went to heaven, we have collectively raised over £20,000. I and Charlie's sister Nancy have sold copies of a joke book they wrote together. We held a fundraiser last Saturday in Lisburn Parish Hall, along with many other events, to raise much needed funds for this very worthwhile cause. Known collectively as Charlie's classmates, we have already secured some robots, and this money we have raised will help to fund more. Through the UNCRC Charter and the resulting teamwork, Gus the Tiny was born, and Charlie Craig, using his own words, no longer had to remain in the dark educationally. As we all know, Charlie is not the only child in the province who had cancer. He was not the only child who could not attend the school classroom, despite how much he physically wanted to be there. Do they all not have the right to be brought into the light educationally? Thank you.